and 28. We'll trot down to the other end here, as Orlando will be on defense once again against the Raptors. 12-point ball game.
We'd want TJ on it regardless, and they would just switch corners that play, basically. The pandemic, it definitely did not help us as a team. Like, on stage, I wouldn't be like rattling the other team myself personally, but I feel like we would definitely be a better team on stage. I feel like part of our losses has to do not necessarily internet, but like I've never been the one to complain about like my movement, but I feel myself doing that this year more than ever. I'm confident going to the Warriors game because we scrim them a lot. Their West Coast connection isn't too bad, so like that's definitely big for me, especially because some teams it's just like really bad. So that's big. I mean, I think we scrimmage them really well every single time. It's usually close games, so with them being, I want to say like second, third place right now, we're pretty confident going against a top 5 team in the league. So I'm excited for it, and I actually do think we're going to come out with the win.
Yeah, the strategy for the Warriors is mainly to kind of choke out the game in different ways. We know they like to throw up a lot of free rebounds. We want to try to limit Slaughter's free offensive points off of those rebounds. We want to make him be, he doesn't really like to pass. He's actually last in the league among centers and assists. So, we know that going in. And obviously CB13 is their best player, their point guard. We want to make him do it all, though. I think that he's at his best when he gets other players involved. And I think that we want to force him to the rim when we can. So that's kind of our mindset going into the game, what we're working on.
When I first before I went home, I take pride in being the leader of the team. And before I went home, I wasn't doing a good job of being a leader because I had some family problems back home that I was in the back of my head. So I asked Jonah if I could go back home and kind of get my mind right. I went home. Thankfully, everything's good now. And then when I came back, I feel like I've been a better leader. I feel like for the team, that helped us because now I can lead the way I did last year and stuff like that. And for me, obviously, just in general, I feel like it helped me because for me to play the way I want to play, I have to be solely focused on 2K. And then if there's something else in the back of my mind that I'm kind of thinking about, I can't really do that. So it was good for me, and I think it was good for the team.
Of course, DT gets to market on Saturday, and then we play the Hornets on Monday, and then we turn the corner with the Sixers on Tuesday. So we had to prepare for 2 games, and we had 2 days of practice essentially to do so.
Stay. Good D, Robbie. Throw it. Let's go, man.
The league wasn't sure. Obviously they had their initial remote gameplay schedule made. That ended at the end of the tip-off tournament, so they had to reschedule essentially right after the tip-off tournament, and we did not get a favorable draw there. Wouldn't say we got a couple hard games bumped up. We had the Raptors and Warriors, and then we turned around and had a Monday game against the Sixers, and then a Monday game against the Hornets, and then another Tuesday game versus Sixers. So basically, within a stretch of 7 days, we had 4 games. At the time, DT was still in Canada, so obviously we were trying to make the most of it, but we were definitely disappointed. I mean, I think we felt like we were kind of given a bum deal by the league, and but it is what it is. Someone had to be, so it just happened to be us. I mean, there has been a lot of challenges with like where we're going to play and what we're going to do. We've moved, I think I've moved to PCs now like 6 times, like from apartments to our practice studio, and now we're in the Amway Center, and it's obviously we did apartments, RDV, apartments, RDV, apartments, RDV, and then to the studio. Like we've moved so many times. So it's been really challenging. I mean, the guys, first month of the season, we've touched on this, but, we were scrimmaging, we looked really good, and then we had to move to the apartments. And the day we moved to the apartments, things changed for whatever reason. The mentality of the guys was different or whatever, but scrimmages weren't going as well. And, initially we were just, skeptical of, is it the internet? Is it some issue we have with the PCs, in the move and the process there? So, but the guys, have claimed that since that move, they have not felt the same. They've had a certain feeling of the game and understanding of the game the first month, and their players have not felt the same since then. And I don't really know a way to address that. We've tried, restoring PCs back to the date. We've tried a number of things to try to replicate what was happening then, but we weren't able to, and, for whatever reason. But there has been a lot of adversity in that area for sure. And I mean, I think we're hopefully safe now, but, until I know for sure, we'll be ready to move again.
I was proud of the guys because we bounced back. We played the Warriors, another really tough team. Ended up winning that series, a close series, 2-1. So that helped us, and we kind of carried that momentum a little bit. You saw us be really competitive in a lot of games. Like a lot of games we were up, and we ended up losing those games. And I think we've seen a lot of that this year. Up 10, up 15, and we lose the game. And that kind of shows you like what we really are, and then what our low is at the same time. And it's tough as a competitor and someone who loves 2K and wants to win. Like to be so good for one half and then so bad for one half is like, you can't wrap your head around it.
Really an up and down couple of weeks for us. We showed that we could beat really good teams and play really good teams close, and then we just dropped games to teams that we felt like aren't even on our level. So definitely an up and down couple of weeks, pretty frustrating. But like I said, we did show that we can be great at times when we really put it all together on the court.
When we're good, we're really good. As you can see, like we played the Wizards very close at the beginning of the season. We beat the Warriors. We beat the Bucks, who are in the playoff hunt. Like we've beat some good teams. So when we're good, we're really good. But I feel like we are bad at closing out games. I feel like what I contribute this season, I've found a way, even though I'm not at my position, a power forward, I found a way to contribute at a different position and contribute something to the game that will change the game. Last year, I felt a lot more comfortable at the 4 because I could do everything on both sides of the ball. This year at the 4, you can't really do that. So at the 5, I feel like I can do that, which I feel like gives me an edge.
It's the AT&T Game Day Show here on day one of the turn, powered by AT&T. You got Scott Cole, Dirk the Caster hanging out with you. And I tell you what, Dirk, we got a lot of money on the line and a lot of good teams trying to capture that cash. And if you think about this Magic team, they've had some big wins against teams that are on the West Coast. Jinji, of course, they're the Tigers of Shanghai, but with everything going on, they're playing in their North American headquarters in Los Angeles. Reezy, got to put up a 3. You had him crabbed. You had him behind you. You got to pull the trigger. And the Tigers are going to win this game. 70-65, 5.7 to go. And it will be the Jinji Tigers of Shanghai taking.
Good job with that. Listen, I promise you we'll win this game. Don't stress though. If you don't stress though, I promise you I'll handle everything else. Okay?
That's been going their way.
That's another bucket for the Tigers, but Orlando flipping the script here in the first. They gave up the first 8 points, but then they went on a run, and now we got a lob. And the Magic up 4.
They're looking to get it inside now.
3 from the corner. And a debut for Flack. Just beating the buzzer. And we got a 1-point game. Yes.
Please do. We've got to see this.
Here's Shifty Kai. Can't get it to go. And so it's going to be a sweep. Shanghai will play Toronto tomorrow. We'll step away when we come back. More action here for the NBA 2K League.
So it was tough for us. We are where we are now. We finished off strong going into the turn, and obviously ended up losing round 1 to Jinji. But we have 2 games left now, and then the ticket. And so hopefully we can make a strong push and win the ticket.
We should always be the last rotation. Remember DJ.
Yo, hit the tee if you can, bro. Stop hitting me.
I knew it too. Smoke. We don't got board. Don't. Good job. I gotta run back out right there. That's me.
No. Robbie was under him.
Stay on that side.
Back to. We got a score right there.
Yeah,
you want to ISO? What do you think? Shot. I got board.
Nice
Shot.
I think you can go all the way back to last year, honestly, like, and that's where it kind of stimulates from. Is like when I was traded here, you kind of saw like what the Magic could be last year, and we kind of like we barely broke the surface at the end of the year last year. I think we went 6-3 or 7-3 to finish the year. We had a ticket semifinal, and so there was a lot of hype coming into this year. We knew we had a good team, and you, like you said, we seen it this year. Like we beat the Bucks. I think at one point, like I was talking to Jonah, like 4 out of our 6 losses at the time were 4 of the top 5 teams in the rankings. And we had a win over the Kings, we had a win over the Warriors, we had a game 1 10-point lead over the Wizards, we had a 13-point first half lead over the Jazz, lost both those. So it's like it's there. I mean, it's there. Like the success is there. We're competitive against those teams. We know it. And then on the flip side, it's like, I think if I knew the answer, we wouldn't have the issues, So it's tough. I mean, I'm not an excuse kind of guy, but I think remote play plays a part of it. Like you're not in that same environment. You're not in that studio environment, that energy that you're just naturally gonna have energy. You're gonna naturally be a little bit more focused. A little like you wake up that day, there's just a little bit more to it. You know what I mean? So we don't have that. Obviously, losing DT was big for us. That's one of our vocal leaders and stuff like that. And I think it's been a challenge for Reed, having to step up and maybe be a little more vocal than he's been used to being, and other guys having to step up and just be, I guess, more than what they thought they needed to be coming in. You know what I mean? So it's tough. I think our biggest thing is just consistency right now, and I think once you see that and moving forward, the pieces are here. You have a guy who was Rookie of the Year. You have DT, who was a great rookie. He's an impact player. Robbie's one of the best centers when it comes to retail and stuff like that. I pride myself on defense. You got like Fusion, who we got, one of the best sharps in the league, and like I just think like it was tough to get everything to coexist the right way, I guess. Not sure why, but like I said, I think the pieces are here, and you mess with them a little bit, and you'll really see what can come out of it.
There hasn't been a lot of like, we could go and win the ticket, vibes for a few weeks. There weren't. But obviously a couple weeks ago, we started to, I think, look a little better in practice day to day. And obviously we had a great win versus the Heat, and I thought we looked phenomenal in that game and probably was the best game of our season so far. So, because of that, and I think even before that day, the guys were kind of hinting at like, we may have a shot here. Like we're a team that we are getting better. I think we all feel like we're better now than we were 3 weeks ago, which, how many teams can say that in this league? I don't know that there are a ton, and I know that it's hard to believe when we come off a loss in the turn, and but I do think we are improving, and like I said, there have been whispers. I've heard the guys kind of talking to each other like, maybe we can win a ticket, maybe this is something we actually can do. So there's some real optimism around the idea, and I think that as long as we focus hard the next 2 weeks, I think we could be in a pretty good spot.